Welcome to day 94 of Maths Wizard. So today we are going to start a new chapter, and the name of the chapter is Equation of a Straight Line. So let's first discuss what is straight line equation. So let's say this is straight line, and the general equation of this line is represented as ax, or you can use small a as well. So ax plus by plus c equal to 0, and here let me tell you a b c belongs to real number, okay na? And here x and y, x as the variable, because here you can draw the line in only x-axis, only y-axis, and both x-axis as well as y-axis, right? So if you simply write x is equal to 0, 5x equal to 0, 7y is equal to 0, or something else number, still 7y minus 3 equal to 0, something else number also, all these basically equations are representing a straight line, fine. So that's why we can have a as also 0, b as also 0, right? No problem. But remember, both the axes cannot be together 0, fine. Otherwise the equation will not be there, basically straight line will not be there, fine. Okay, so today's session, basically the topic for the today's session will be basically there are so many topics, by the way. So let me first start with the first topic, that is your slope of the line. What is the slope of the line? Let's say we have x-axis and y-axis, right? Let's say we have x-axis and y-axis. Let's say, fine. Now if I draw a line, let's say like this, and you can easily see that this line is making some angle with the positive x-axis, right? With the x-axis, you can say. 1 minute, guys. Hello. What? Fine, everything is okay. Now this is the inclination actually, or you can say this line is making angle theta with the x-axis. Let me tell you, if you go anti-clockwise direction, then it is called positive angle. It is important to understand. Let's say sometimes what happens is line crosses like this. So this angle, now this is theta, but actually this is negative angle, because this is in the direction of clockwise, fine. So always we take, remember guys, always we take anti-clockwise direction angle, or if you want to take this angle, you will have to put the negative sign, fine. For example, let me tell you something more about the slope of the line. Slope means it is inclination. What does inclination means? Inclination means what angle a straight line is making with the positive direction of x-axis, like this. This angle is called inclination. For example, I have my hand like this, then it is exactly, you can say, in horizontal position, right? In horizontal position. But if I say that now, if I am doing like this, so now my hands are at a slope, right? At a slope, it is making some angle with the horizontal x-axis. So this is called x-axis. In Hindi generally we say jhukav, right? So this is angle theta, and this is your inclination. Now this inclination, which is represented by theta, actually can be found if we know the theta value. For example, if I say theta is 30 degree, so what is the inclination? What is the value of the slope? Let me tell you, slope is represented by small m over here, right? So slope, or you can say m, is nothing but tan theta, tan of theta. It is represented by perpendicular upon base. Change in y-axis divided by change in x-axis. So slope is also represented by change in y-axis divided by change in x-axis, and that's why from here we say that perpendicular upon base is nothing but the tan theta. And there are two formulas over here of slope. One is change in y-axis divided by change in x-axis, and another one is directly of tan theta, right? Also we can say that slope m is nothing but change in y-axis. What does it mean? Change in y-axis. Let's say let's say a body was initially at this point, and the coordinate of this point would be x1 comma y1, and let's say after some time it came over here, so it became, its coordinate became x2 comma y2. Now what is the change in y? So y was initially, let's say it is 1, and later it became, let's say it is 3. So change in y is of how much? 2, because 3 minus 1 is 2. Change is 2. So change in y divided by change in x, it can also be represented as change in y is nothing but y2 minus y1. See, y2 minus y1, y2 minus y1. Similarly, change in x is what? x2 minus x1. Later it became here, and initially it was over here. So x2 minus x1. So now, till now I have explained you two formulas of slope. M is what? Slope. That is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, and the another formula for it is when you are given angle, right? So this is the formula for the slope, and this is most important topic till now. Next, now they will give you find the slope. Questions are find the slope if two points are let's say point A is minus 3 comma 0 and point B is minus 7 comma minus 3, and we need to find a slope. So what you will do is, it is x1 y1, it is x2 y2. Just we need to apply the formula, because we right now we know the 2 points, so we are going to find the slope using 2 point, so it will be y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, and that is nothing but negative of 3 minus 0 divided by minus 7 minus minus 3. It is important to note over here, because sometimes students make silly mistakes over here when they do basically calculations, right? 1 minute guys. Fine. So it is minus of 3 whole divided by minus 7. This negative will become positive 3, and it will be minus 3 divided by, it will be minus 4. So answer is 3 upon 4. So this is the slope. I hope you guys got it, right? Next point is whenever you are given angle. So what is angle over here? Let me tell you. Let's say if I say a line is making some angle, let's say it is 45 degree. Let's say it is 45 degree with the x-axis. So your m will be, in this case, because we know the angle, so we'll use the formula m is equal to tan theta. So m is nothing but tan of 45 degree, and we already know the value of tan of 45 degree, right? So m of tan 45 degree will be equal to 1. So this is the slope. Got it guys? So this is the concept of slope. Later they'll give you what is the slope of two parallel lines. What is the slope of two parallel lines? Remember guys, what is the slope of parallel lines? Parallel line. For example, let's say, first of all, we need to understand that what is the slope of x-axis and what is the slope of y-axis. Remember guys, we need to understand what is the slope of x-axis and slope of y-axis. First of all, we need to understand this thing. First thing is to understand is slope of x-axis, and another thing we need to understand is slope of y-axis. Very important. Slope of y-axis. What is slope of x-axis? Listen. If I say this is the line that is making some angle like this, but later what I did is I just tilted this line like this. Now it is making lesser angle than before, like this angle theta. Let's say it was theta 1, this theta 2. Theta 2 is lesser than theta 1, right? Similarly, I tilted more. Now this angle is very less. Then later what I did is I made this angle as 0 degree, and that 0 degree making angle is nothing but it is your x-axis. So you can directly say that m is nothing but tan theta. So theta in this case basically slope of x-axis is what? Theta is 0 degree. And what is tan 0? Tan 0 is 0. Remember guys, tan 0 is 0. Right? So slope of x-axis is nothing but 0. We need to understand this. Next, slope of y-axis. If you see this line, later I made like this. So making more angle like this, making more angle, but actually it is making with the x-axis as 90 degree. So m is equal to tan 90 degree. And what is tan 90 degree? Tan 90 degree is not defined. Or you can also write it as 1 upon 0. 1 upon 0. Okay, so this is the slope of x-axis which is 0, and this is the slope of y-axis which is nothing but the not defined in this case, because the angle that the line is making with the positive direction of x-axis, positive x-axis is 90 degree, and we already know that tan 90 degree is nothing but it is not defined. That's why I also wrote it over here as 1 upon 0. Next, now we need to understand that what is the slope of parallel lines. Now let me tell you, this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis. Let's say this is a line which is making an angle 40 degree. Let's say, right? Now another line which is parallel to this line, I am saying, parallel to this line, right? It will also make angle of 40 degree. It will also make angle of 40 degree, because this angle and this line and this line will be only parallel if they are making angle 40 degree to the x-axis. So slope for the first thing will be tan 40 degree, and slope for the second will be tan 40 degree. What does it mean? It means slope of both the lines will be same. Slope of both the lines will be equal. So over here we can say that, let's say first line slope is m1 and second line slope is m2, then both the slopes will be equal. Why? Because they will always make same angle with the positive x-axis, with the x-axis basically, right? Basically positive angle. I am taking positive angle. So that's the condition for the two parallel line. Remember it. X-axis, slope of x-axis is 0, slope of y-axis is not defined, but slope of parallel line is equal. Now we need to understand what is slope of perpendicular line. Slope of perpendicular line. Perpendicular line. It is very important concept to note down. Let's say this is your first line m1 and this is your second line m2, and they are perpendicular to each other. And now slope of first line is m1, slope of second line is m2, then product of their slopes is always equal to -1. Very important, most important, you can say. First, for the condition for the parallel lines and condition for the perpendicular line, both the conditions are most important. Another thing, we need to understand collinearity. What does it mean? Let's say we have 3 points A, B and C, and let's say all these 3 points are lying on a straight line, same straight line, not exactly at equal distance. These points are not equidistant, but they are lying somewhere, but in a straight line. So if these points are lying in a straight line, then they are called collinear points. These points are called collinear points. Fine. Now if I say that the points are collinear, then very important concept I am telling you guys. Slope of AB must be equal to slope of BC. Why? Because the angle that this line will make with x-axis will be equal to the angle that this line will make to the x-axis, AB and BC. So slope of these two lines will always be equal, right? So this is the condition for the collinearity, that slope of AB will be always be equal to slope of BC. But if you name these 3 points as PQR, then it will be slope of PQ will be equal to slope of QR. That's it, simple. You can name it as you can use any alphabet letters basically to denote the points, right? Okay, fine. Now we have to also practice different kind of questions, then only then you will be able to understand the whole concepts. Now till now I have explained you slopes, then condition for parallel, also x-axis and y-axis slopes I have explained you. then parallel condition, then perpendicular condition, and then also collinearity. Now we need to practice some questions based on these topics, and then later we will move towards our next topic, and then we will also practice the questions based on those topics. So for today's session, that's it. See you guys in the next session. Jai Hind.